It's a wonderful Wednesday night, and started live carving this three-face thing over here. And I worked on it a little bit and forgot that I told everybody I would carve it live. And so I'm back live. So we're going to do that. But every time I do live, somebody wants to, look around at my shop. So I'll show them around. I've been working on this butter butternut Indian chief and got some braids there, some hair. Been working at that. Got some new leather on my strop here. Also some new 220, 100 and 220 on my John Burke sharpening system. I love this cotton wheel here. This does a good job. I'm starting another. I'm gonna do a mountain man and that hunk of butternut. And the reason the bag's on to try to keep um a little bit of uh moisture so the wood doesn't split fast. See, it's starting to split there, but it's slow. And of course, I've been doing that. That's a project I got in my mind. I glued this the other day and just some finished stuff trying to get ahead. But here's the project that we're looking at. So, started this on this massive piece of cottonwood bark given to me by a great friend, Larry. Poor. And he went to be with Jesus a couple years ago today. Incredible guy. Miss him, love him. I'll show you a picture of him. He was in the shop in here many times carving. Here's a picture of Larry right there, working on a great Native American. He was only carving here just less than a couple years. He picked it up very, very fast. So, but his spouse, Linda, gave me um, some of the bark that he had left over, and this is one of the gigantic pieces. So I thought I'd do a guy looking a little bit to the left with a beard, and then a guy looking straight on. He's going to have no beard. And then down here, a guy looking a little to the right, no beard. So I thought I'd work on that a little bit today and see how that goes. So I'm gonna put this up here. Well, first of all, I'm gonna grab my iPad and go to YouTube. Thought today what I'd be carving instead of just blabbing about carving. I'm 60 years old. I've pastored the church that I currently pastor. My wife and I started in our living room here. That's our house out there. We started the church in our living room 30 years ago, Easter Sunday. So we've been in this town 30 years. My three kids were born and raised here, played in the yard out there, um, worked in the shop. They're incredible artists. They do clay, they they can draw. They're just musicians, just all around. And then they're all pastors too in their own right. And so thankful and proud of them. Of 'em. So I do want to get on YouTube just so I can see questions because I feel bad when some of you ask things and I'm not paying attention. So I'm gonna go live here. While I am live, I'm gonna go on here so I can see. While I am live, I'm gonna go on this right here. So I can see. Oh, wow, that's just creepy. I'll turn the volume down. All right. All right. Well, let's get this carving going. I got my tools of the trade ready. I sharpen things up because you got to have stuff sharp. Trying to keep my longer chisels on this side. Now I use Swiss made. I use chaff. I use some flex cut. And then on this side, my knives. I'm going to use this knife. I got this. I had this special made by Two Hound Forge. 3-inch blade. Man, that baby's sharp too. I like that. We're gonna see how that goes. So, um, yeah, great. All right. Let's get to carving, and I'll be blabbing about something. Like I said, I've been a pastor here for um 30. We're up. All right. Here we go. Back on. Just gotta get her. All right. How can I grab this without? There we go. Let me get my wheel in here. Gosh. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Get this down here. So instead of just carving and talking meaningless, I'll make some comments and talk about some good things. So I'm going to work in the size. I'm going to bring this all back a little bit. I'm going to use this 3-inch baby, a 2-hound forge, and that is a blade. I asked him to make it this long for me. I never had a 3-inch blade, but I like it. Great blade. $70. That was shipped, made to order. You don't get that much anymore, do you? But yeah, make this bulge out a little bit. And bring these back. So next Wednesday, usually on Wednesdays we have something going, but next Wednesday, my wife and I, Wendy, we've been married 39 years. We are going to be starting a marriage cohort. We have over 30 couples signed up. They're going to come and we are going to teach on what God has taught us and what people have taught us on marriage. We're also going to be using Gottman's book on the 7 principles of marriage. So it's a great book. And it's amazing to me how many people keep better care of their truck than they do their marriage. They maintain their truck, they love their truck, they clean their truck, they change the oil in their truck, but almost give not as much time and attention to their marriage. And marriage is a big deal. It's not just a contract with the government. Marriage is also um, a gift from God, and God has blessed us. You, those of you that are married out there, um, if you've been married for any length of time, or you're not happy married, or you wish your spouse would change, let me tell you something. 50% of all adults are not married. They are single or single again. And they wish they were married. Many of them wish they were married. Many of them wish are lonely. Many of them would love to not go home every night to an empty house. So if you're married, you got a gift not everybody has. And I would take that grace and treat it kindly and grow upon it. It's marriage. You guys want me to keep talking about marriage? I got a lot to talk about. I'm no model husband, that's for sure. My wife's a saint. I wasn't a terrible husband. First few years of our marriage, I sure acted terrible a few times. She deserved better. I love it when couples want to get closer to each other. They want to grow in their marriage. It's exciting when they know there's more. Because some people get married, and I do a lot of marriage counseling, especially pre-marriage counseling, where I'll say, I'm getting those eyebrows in there, but I'm bring this back a little bit. I need some eyes there. Especially premarital counseling, and you're sitting with young couple and you say, "Why do you want to get married? What's the purpose of marriage?" I get all sorts of answers. To be happy, to make her happy. Um, Sometimes people are just like, "Oh, I just hope I don't get divorced. Just try to stay married." See, marriage is a covenant, and it's between you and God and your spouse. You're making some vows, serious vows. Maybe I look how I lit a little sunglasses under there. I want those sunglasses to match. This is the eye socket. If it was a skeleton, this would be the eye socket. And those vows are unto the Lord. It's not government's idea to have vows or marriage. It was God's idea. And He wants you to be happy in your marriage. You don't fall out of love. It's all a choice. You know why I think a lot of people struggle in their marriage? They don't make marriage their top priority, their top passion. Sometimes people are more concerned with work. Their vocation is climbing the ladder. Their vocation, what they strive under, it's not always their marriage. And wonder how this one would work in there. I can get right around that nose with that big old blade, can I? Bring some things back here. So marriage has to be an ambition that is pursued. Just get married and put it neutral and think it's going to be fine. You got to pursue your spouse. What's important to your spouse is important to you. And you make what's important to your spouse, I mean, important to you. You tell your spouse you love her and that she's important or he's important. You know what else is a superpower in marriage is I don't mean to get preachy here, but if we're going to have wood carving and wisdom, the superpower for marriage, how do you turn your marriages around is appreciations. Appreciations, being thankful, being appreciative. It's old fashioned manners in the house. Sometimes we're rudest to the people we love the most. Shouldn't be like that, should it? No. I'm getting this barrel, this mustache. I want it to follow. If you saw a skeleton isn't flat, man. I've been trying to get my hands on a skull or a skeleton. If anybody wants to really bless me and you got a skull laying around, hopefully it's fake. Um, I'd love to have a skull or a skeleton. A skull, yeah. A model skull. You see that the mouth, it goes, like a barrel. And so mustaches, they're a little flatter than that, but they still got to kind of follow that. This one's going to be a little puffy, full bodied mustache. Like mine, I got a full bodied mustache. So, you want some more marriage, some more wisdom? Wood carving and wisdom? Maybe that's what we'll call it. Call the show Wood Carving and Wisdom. I'm looking for my number 7. I'm gonna cut in that nose. Here's a number 6. 6, 7. Notice how I'm gonna go right in the middle, straight in. And I'm gonna flip it. See? I went straight in. Here, I'm gonna give you a better shot of this. This is important. Maybe I can't. Maybe I may going straight in here. And then I'm flipping my tool to make the nostril flares. See that? I'm gonna move this along. I'm not cutting down into the mustache though. I'm gonna release that. I'll shape that ball in a minute. It's not so flares aren't that great, are they? There you go. A little better. Now I'm going to come down here, not on the ball, but I'm going to come right here and I'm going to slide this down and stick it in here a little bit. Whatever you do on one side, do on the other. This is, well, this just a second. There we go. Release that. Release that. Clean those up a little bit with my 11-3. I'm going to get a little V-tool under there. Wish this would have bulged out a little more. Marriage. Wood carving wisdom on marriage. Can't change anybody. Want a better marriage? Change yourself. Changing your spouse doesn't work. Only God can change a heart. Can change your heart. And that's some wood carving wisdom right there. I'll tell you what. Trying to control your spouse. Ugh. Controlling. Ugh. It's a death blow to a relationship. You want to see romance and passion leave quick. Start being a control freak in your relationship, in your marriage. That stuff will flee very quickly. Okay, I drew in the mustache. Oh, superpowers. Love, affirmation, acts of kindness. Man, those are marriage's superpowers. That's what'll make a marriage close. Communication. The average couple really only talks about anything meaningful. Let me get a heavy tool. About 4 to 5 minutes a day. Can you believe that? No wonder spouses feel so disconnected. You're only talking 4 or 5 minutes a day. Most of it's like who's taking out the garbage, who's picking up the kids and taking them to practice. It's not even about something meaningful. No wonder spouses feel so disconnected. There's some skills. Wendy and I are going to teach some skills we learned to talk and to listen, mostly to listen, because we're not very good listeners. I got a lot of college about being a pastor. I never had a class on listening. Can you believe that? Even my counseling class, they didn't stress that quite as much. But being a good listener, man, I used to want to solve everything Wendy brought to me. I just wanted to solve. She didn't want to solve. She just wanted me to listen. Listening is loving. People in your life you deviate toward, you want to talk to, you want to be with, I bet you $1,000,000 they're good listeners. 'Cause that's what people want. We love people that listen to us. You become a good listener to your spouse. Stop looking at your phone. Stop looking at your Apple Watch. Just look into their eyes and listen. You'll fall in love again. You'll be passionate about your marriage. Not that you can fall out of love, it's a choice, but you know what I mean. Make marriage your passion. Make it your ambition. Because it is a sign and a wonder to the world. I mean, marriage is God's idea. Biblical marriage is God's idea. It's because biblical marriage helps us be more like the Lord. Our spouse knows everything about us, like God, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you got to be like the Lord. You got to learn to forgive. You got to learn to give grace. Good marriages are generous. You can really be generous with somebody that loves you, giving lots of grace, lots of slack, lots of love, benefit of the doubt, not a lot of accusations. Great marriage. And then you got to know your spouse. Gottman calls it a love map. Their favorite food, favorite program, least favorite food, least favorite program. Yeah, know what your spouse loves, what your spouse doesn't love, where they went to high school, what were their dreams, what are some things they used to want to be when they were growing up. So we all want to be all sorts of things, things they miss most about college, their idea of a great night. Is it going out or is it staying in? Favorite snack. Gotta know your spouse. They gotta hear out of your mouth how much you love and care for them. You know what else you gotta do with your spouse? I don't know if you guys are getting bored. Looks like I'm losing people. But you gotta I don't care. It's wood carving wisdom tonight. You gotta uh, convince your spouse that they are loved. You know, the world, the messages, social media gives us all these reasons why we're not enough. We're not rich enough. We're not attractive enough. We're not in shape enough. All these reasons why we're not lovable. You got to convince your spouse how lovable they are, how wonderful they are. They're made in the image of God. There's not two of them on the earth that are the same. We're just fearfully and wonderfully made. Your spouse needs to hear that. So that's some that's some wisdom. So hello, Ron. Oops, I gotta go back to me. Hello, Ron. Hello, Levi. What do you think of the wisdom in wood carving? Maybe I should just be teaching wood carving. You know what I miss? I miss my grandparents. They're so wise. Oh, when they died, I heard it said like this: when a grandparent dies, it's like a library burns down. All the wisdom they had. My grandpa could fix anything. Now, I guess we don't need grandpas. We got YouTubes, but I want to be the grandpa that's needed. And I am a grandpa. Yeah. My grandpa's had so much wisdom, so many things I wish I could ask him. So important. Okay, break on that real quick. I just like to sand a little bit about here. I was taught quite a bit. Probably my main carving instructor is Alec Lacasse, and just halfway through, so just give it a light sand, 220. Sometimes it brings out what you might need to do or not do. I like the way this guy's looking. What I'll do, maybe I'll knock this. I'm gonna knock this off and make his hair like blah, because these guys don't have as much hair. The guy at the bottom is gonna have some sweet hair. But why don't I move this? Let me get my big fat flex cut here. A boom bar. Again, this is Cottonwood Bark from British Columbia, Canada. Wood carving, Western wood carving bark. I don't know if I need to bang on it with this. I always feel like I have a little more control with a mallet. We're gonna make some crazy hair. All right. Let's get these eye mounds. Nice. Nice eye mound. Somebody asked me the church I pastor, because I don't carve full time, obviously. This is just a fun hobby side gig I do. I pastor Compelled Church in Temperance, Michigan. Like I said, my wife and I started it 30 years ago in our living room. I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up in a religious home. We didn't really go to church or anything like that. So me becoming a pastor was a little bit of a surprise. I had some opportunities for wrestling and maybe some small partial scholarships, not at a D1 school or anything like that. But I was a two-time state champ, three-time finalist, and yeah, I had some opportunities, but none I took. Really felt like the Lord wanted me to prepare the ministry just to help people. That's why I'm a pastor. People through life, help them have better marriages, help them get to know the Lord, get to know themselves, grow in the grace and the knowledge of Christ, enjoy their life, grow in character, grow in love and joy and peace and patience, kindness and long suffering, have integrity. Just want to be about the Father's business. And in that, I learned from my family of origin that I didn't know how to have a very good marriage. The Lord's helped me, and I have an incredibly patient wife. Like I said, Wendy and I have been together 39 years. All right. Now I am going to put a lip there. Just looks like it needs one. It's always a little tricky to me. Not going to be real big. Just enough. Just enough. Okay. Sometimes I leave my finger there. I guess I think I'm going to forget what I'm doing. But I sure like wood carving. I started in '07. My kids were younger then, and I was real involved with them, so I couldn't do as much as I wanted. So first few years, several years, I just kind of did it off and on, did some fun little men. But then as they started peeling off and going to college, and there wasn't as much in their youth group or wrestling matches or things like that to do. I had a little more time. Then they all got married and moved out for good, and I really got serious about wood carving. I love it. It is a gift to my life. I find a lot of peace in it from the busyness of life. The amount of time people spend in TV and social media, a lot of us could learn a hobby, learn a language, learn an instrument. I'm gonna flow the beard this way, and I'm gonna use got this stew by from Chris Willock at the Wood Gathering of Wood Carvers. When you do beards, hair is naturally parted, so you naturally part hair, and no hair like I know I didn't write it very good here. Let me do it a little different. Hair shouldn't look like a field, okay? It shouldn't. It should just be like cornrows. So sometimes I used to do hair like nobody has hair like that as much, but hair has a natural flow to it. So it has a series of little S's, straight. Nothing on a face is straight. So I'm gonna help me out. I'm gonna do some of those S's just to keep it in my mind. You do them from top to bottom, bottom to top. Whatever works for you. There's got to be flow. I'm using both hands so I don't lose control and zing. Go up there. Once over. Once deeper. Just look very natural. One thing I wish I could do hair and beards better. Just love the way we kind of ran out of time when I took that wood carving class with the gathering of wood carvers. We didn't get a chance to concentrate on hair as much as I'd like to. Because man, hair, cool, good hair adds realism to your carving. So there's some parts, huh? Just part that out a little bit there. Go into the bark a little bit here. It's okay, isn't it? You do whatever you want. It's art. It's yours. And here's what I do. Once I put in those main grooves, I just want to sand those a little. Take off the sharp edge. So this is a piece of 100. So you don't have to do much. You don't have to get too aggressive. Take off the edge on both sides of those grooves. I'm going to use this littler one, my little 11 Vayner. Remember S's, even on the mustache. Not as there you go. A good marriage is where two people are thriving, not just surviving, but enjoying marriage, looking forward to being together. Trust. In any marriage, trust has to be rebuilt. There's no perfect marriages, just growing marriages, right? Who's saying hi? Gerard, Geis, Dishwash, Rod. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's good to have you. We almost got 300 on here. And yeah. So I always like to. This is my new Drake. Ooh, that's a nice one. Had to wait a year for that. Again, I'm just gonna come up here. I'm gonna break this beard up, and I know a lot of people don't use V's, and I'm gonna use it sparingly, but there's just some places where I think it ought to go deep. Ooh, how about that? That look nicer, right on those arches. You kind of. I'm gonna move this here. Just kind of helps break that up just a little more. Okay. I'm going deep and then I'm coming back up. It's kind of a little bit of a technique. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to take the 11. Just going to start making a series of S's, kind of following the part up one way. There's no rhyme or reason. And what I do with beards is I'll come out again tomorrow and look at it, and there'll be more for me to do. Sometimes in these, you can even just do a little bit of that. I do a lot of marriage counseling. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist, just a pastor. Been trained in emotionally healthy, and my wife and I have done marriage cohorts with professionals, and I've been married 39 years. I got a little wisdom. When a couple comes in and they're both willing to do whatever it takes to save their marriage, I'm telling you right now, it's savable. If they're willing to do the hard work, if they're willing to open up, if they're willing to regain trust and forgive. So if your marriage is struggling, don't give up. Don't say who deserves what. You just do what's right. You start the process. You start. There's my son. He's the wannabe potter. He's got a station. He throws clay. Helps me out a lot with this stuff. So you get the idea on that. But you be the person to start loving, respecting, serving, going out of your way. Love your spouse. You could turn things around. Do something that's not like you, whether you're comfortable or not. Tired, you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of men. Again, they wouldn't neglect their truck. They wash it every time they drive it. They wouldn't neglect certain things in their life, but just neglect their greatest gift that God has given them, and that's their marriage and their wife. And they say, "Oh, I don't share my feelings." Well, I didn't either. I had to have help. I'm telling you what, listen to this wisdom. If you get nothing out of tonight, you'll get this if you're married or if you're going to get married. Without the sharing of feelings, there is no intimacy. Without the sharing of feelings, there is no closeness. There's no intimacy. There is no bonds. You can't just have a marriage where you just talk about money, you just talk about plans, you just talk about whatever. And you want to be close with your spouse. You want a friendship. It's gonna last for years. And then the whole sexual thing and all that. That's that's neglected sometimes and resented sometimes where it's a gift. Just putting a couple V stripes in there. I'm gonna make some grab my little. I'm gonna just to match the mustache, I better use the same 11 for some eyebrows. Again, S's on the eyebrows. Squiggly something. Remember old man eyebrows? They're just everywhere. Like Gandalf's eyebrows. They're just sticking up. Because they don't trim them. Because they don't care. what people think about them. And that's probably a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom. We're so bound by what people think of us. Oh man. Okay, here. What's that? What's that? Well, how's that look? Got one face moving pretty good now, huh? I don't want to cut in those eyes tonight. I like to do eyes when I'm fresh. When they first come out, cutting eyes. You can't mess up the eyes. And then the hair. What am I gonna do with this hair? This has got to be something kind of fun, doesn't it? Go the same direction as the beard. Something like that. That should be fun. Should be real fun. I'll do a couple of these and thanks for tuning in. Hope hope you'll subscribe and get alerted when I do stuff. You guys know the drill. So many great resources on YouTube, great artists, great carvers, man. Great guys. I've like I know I'm in the Christian community and there's a lot of great people I've met because of the church community thing, but man, the carving community, I've never met an unkind person. It's kind of weird. Nobody carves and is mad. Anybody who's got a chisel in their hand and piece of wood and that sound, this sound right here, I've never seen anybody mad with that sound. Everybody's happy about that. Let's do the same thing we did with the beard, can we? Sand. And I'll tie up into the scalp there too. I gotta look cool. Ooh, I like 'em. I'm glad I did that. Glad I did that. Oh yeah. That's fun. Yeah, fun. Carving's fun. Art's fun. So much in the world is not fun. War's not fun. Politics is not fun. Wood carving? Yeah, that's fun. Keeping my hand behind because this is one sharp V tool. So keeping my hand behind. I like going into the bark a little bit there. Oops, sorry. There. Well, it's a pretty good night of carving, I'd say. Really appreciate everybody joining me. I'm gonna unhook this, say good night to you without messing. Good to be with you for a little, I guess, wood carving and wisdom, if you think that's wisdom. So yeah, multiple faces. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah, on this carving, well, that's not good. On this carving, there's multiple faces. So I worked on this one the other night. So it's going to have some sweet hair there. This one's just going to be staring kind of forward, kind of a catonic look, and this guy at the top. So if I go back, this whole thing has three faces. So this will be pretty fun. So, so yeah. Oh, wow. A lot of you joined in. Hello, everyone. See if there's anybody I know. Randy Evans. Hey, Chandra, Rapper. Hello, Abdul. Kyle. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you joining me in my shop. It's a great night. Always a great night to carve. So that'll be great. Hey, Scott. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I consider an honor you'd spend a little time with me, you guys, in my shop here. And so this is Nate. Hope you subscribe. Hope you enjoy carving. doing something creative. It's just a great thing to do. All right. Take care. Have a great night. God bless.